Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights. When last we left off, we started exploring the Hoder estate, which was full of so many traps that we died a few times just to traps. Like this corridor, probably full of death. Death I haven't encountered yet, but this half is probably just full of death. Or this. No death here, actually. Quite surprised. Was expecting at least a moderate amount of death. We are heavily equipped to deal with enemies, but not traps. Shwin can unlock things, but she can't disarm traps. We're going to have to deal with things the way we dealt with them before, back in Hordes of the Underdark and Shadows of Undertide. Well, not all of Shadows of Undertide, but some of it. And that method being just activating traps. Whoa!
Pray, whatever God
that is a trap all of its own. It's called a massive quantity of troops. We are going to ambush them, however, with a surprise direball. Surprise direball! Yep, I think it is time for that archer to die horribly. Or you could just look at them. No, you could attack. There we go. Do not attack the direball. Oh, you have angered the direball, and now you will die. You are nothing compared to the direball. Absolutely nothing. See? Absolutely nothing. 4 gold. Some ale. Is there anything else? 2 gold, and 1 more thing that I can loot. Ooh, more poisoned arrows. They're really good. My money is that half of this floor is actually a trap, and I will die, but no, it would seem that none of the floor was a trap. And now we have a dire boar. Wait until we actually summon bears. Then we'll have multiple bears. That'll be terrifying. Oh, that was a trap. A trap I can't even open the door from. The DC was 14, and considering the fact that I have +6 fortitude... I think I have +6. Yeah, it's my second best save. Roll of a 2 is pretty bad. In here is... nothing. Now we've got to stop 2 things from trying to bash open that. It's a little annoying, but the direball is most certainly going to be useful. A copper necklace.
Yes?
Sorry, I didn't mean to actually click you. I meant to click the copper necklace. And this. There are 2 doors. My money is that one of these leads to certain death. I better save over a new slot. Also, notice that sound for saving, for overwriting a save, is the same sound as in Descent to Undermountain when I entered a new area. That is a death door, and we are not going to enter that. That was also a slightly lesser death door. And in here are a lot of things to open. One of these chests is probably full of doom. Or is unopenable. Or both. Nope, 15 bolts. And locked. However, it is unlockable.
Done and done.
5 gold. Really question how useful that was. I'm going to risk opening this door. There aren't any more enemies, so I don't think we need to worry about actual threats. And also, goodbye, summoned direball. Not sure if those actually have a proper limit in the game itself. Let's have a look. Will this kill me? No. Ah, but it does lead into here. And we have not found what we wanted yet. Keyword yet.
Fair enough.
We will, however. There we go.
Done and done.
A torch. Nah, not really needing that.
Fair enough.
That's also locked. Is it unlockable, though? Yes! Which means it's probably not got anything particularly useful in it.
Done and done.
I am overburdened.
Chain shirt.
Perhaps you should bear some of my load.
No, we'll just put this in here. Now you're no longer overburdened. And that's why the magic bag is useful.
Fair enough.
And another thing to unlock. Everything just needs unlocking here, doesn't it? Absolutely everything. We go. And this last door hopefully won't be horribly trapped.
Done and done.
2 gold. I am wary of this door. However, there is only one way to find out if it is indeed trapped. Deadly trapped? No, but that was nasty. That was divine damage. Whoa! The combination, however, with that trap did in fact just kill me. So, might want to heal myself. Ouch! 1. And we'll heal ourselves again for good measure. Here we go. Should be able to deal with this trap now. Yes, that was a nasty trap. 12 sonic damage. The exact amount of health I just healed from last time. We are currently stunned, which doesn't make us helpless, but it does mean we're very easy to hit. If there was an actual enemy in here, we'd be in some serious trouble. There is, however, only 2 chests, which says to me that one of these chests has the item we want, and the other chest has probably just some rubbish loot. I think there is another magic weapon in one of these, but I don't think it's one we're going to use. Ow. There was fire in there. Fire is rubbish. Would you be able to come in to the room? There we go. Oh, and unlocking that is being...
Done and done.
Aha! That is what we want. The gilded urn. This urn makes a rather cheap attempt at appearing stately, and may have once held the ashes of a respected but poor merchant of minor or minor noble. More recently it has held delicious-smelling after-dinner mints. It bears a dent that could have come from gripping it at the lip and delivering a swinging blow to the back of someone's skull, likely leaving his or her head in much the same condition as the urn. Strangely, Best Wishes Ophala Cheldeston has been scratched into the base of it. Why do I get the feeling that we are taking back stuff that she'd actually given away? The note from Hodge is intended for Ophala Cheldeston and consists of an almost steady stream of profanities and curses. Apparently they've been exchanging such sentiments for a great deal of time, and he's none too pleased with having to flee to his refuge yet again. Standard fare for vanquished foes. Is this chest full of death? There is only one way to find out, and that is to actually try and open it. It's full of trap.
Fair enough.
And lock, but not death. Which is fortunate, because this is the last time we shall be using...
Done and done.
It's full of nothing. I think it's time to rest, and I think it's time to hand in all the stuff that we've got. Namely, it's time to go over and actually hand in these 2 items and sell some things. And I think we can use the Stone of Recall for that. There we go! We're back in the Halls of Justice. We don't actually have to go back through the portal, which is handy. Hello, Arabeth. We are going to, talk.
Welcome. Do you have news of the missing water Davian creatures? Or is there something else you need?
I have recovered one of the reagents for the cure.
Well done. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Explain about the Dryads in the Black Lake District. We shall explain. Well, you see, there was this, noble, and the noble had stolen the Dryad. We freed the Dryad. We didn't kill the noble. We got a lock of hair, and now she's gone. I was busy explaining that, yes, well, you were going to take too long.
It is shameful the way such a gentle creature is mishandled. The plague does enough harm without us adding to it.
True enough.
Where others have found only failure, you have discovered shining success. Neverwinter is in your debt.
Why are you wearing a suit of full plate? Aren't you a druid? But fair enough.
Battling the plague has drained the coffers of Neverwinter. I regret I cannot offer you more than 500 gold pieces for all you have accomplished.
That is not a lot of gold, considering how much gold we needed to get to actually get all that plate mail. But 500 gold we shall take. Thank you, Arabeth. You are most generous.
Is there something else you need?
I need to talk to you.
Of course. I will do my best to help with whatever you need to know.
I have asked all of these before.
Farewell. May Tyr guide your steps.
Okay, we have leveled. Have they given me... I don't know if they give me exactly the right amount of experience, but there we go. Druid, we shall increase all of our skills. Not sure there's actually much we need to do except... Yep, the list has not grown bigger. So we shall keep a brown bear as a companion. We have gained the wild shape ability, however. This is a really cool ability. Where is it? Wild shape. Into a bear! There is only one thing we can possibly have, and that is to be a bear and have a bear. Now there are double bears! Is Desta and Fenthic still here? They are still no doubt arguing.
You should spend your time more productively. Instead of speaking with me, you should be out looking for the missing Waterdavian creature.
Fair enough.
I suspect my Helmite brethren will prove far more useful in this task than a mere hireling. But who am I to defy the desires of Lady Arabeth?
Grr, Blarg! I am not happy that you're doing this! Grr, Blarg! Fair enough.
Hello again, and well met as always. Is there something I may do for you?
No, because you have absolutely nothing interesting to add. There is, however, a room with something that is quite interesting. I believe up here it said Olaf's chamber. Let us go to Olaf. We have not been to see Olaf yet. Perhaps Olaf will let us in. We shall see. He will. Hello, Olaf. Reverend Judge Olaf Usar is a stern-looking man. Like many officials in Neverwinter, the current crisis has left him looking tired and uncertain.
Greetings of the even-handed to you. Welcome to the House of Tyr. I am Reverend Judge Olaf Usar, in service of the maimed god.
Hello, Olaf. I am Sar'ken Smith. Will you answer some questions? This Tyrian home welcomes your well-mannered address. Ask what you will, and I shall respond as I am able. What is your position here? We administer to the plague sufferers. Previously we were working on artifact recovery, which may be even more important now. It is really a matter that would only concern someone more spiritually minded, and I don't think you're the type. No offence meant. I might still be able to help. Perhaps I was too quick to judge. You seem sincere enough. You may be able to understand why this is so important. In the weeks before the plague we uncovered the tomb of Miaslanzia Fairblade. She travelled widely with Olaf Never, founder of Neverwinter. It was a great discovery, and gave clues to the whereabouts of the founder's resting place. That would have been a great discovery indeed. The plague undoubtedly complicated things. Yes, it did. It is very unfortunate, because pursuing these tombs becomes all the more important with the city in crisis as it is. People are scared, and the lack of progress on a cure has diminished their hopes. A find like this would buoy their spirits. There is also the chance that powerful artifacts could be found alongside Olaf Never's remains, though I would not rest hopes upon it. What do you know about Olaf Never? He was the founder of Neverwinter. Actually, not much is known about him, really. He's become a bit of a legendary figure. He reportedly fortified a fledgling Neverwinter against the Ilusk barbarians, deflecting their wrath to Luskan and setting the tone for our uneasy relations in that city. Knowing the details of his life would be very beneficial to the city. The people need to know they have a history of defeating adversity. I'll help you find these tombs. I welcome your aid in this matter. You couldn't have arrived in a more fortunate time. Here, take this letter with my seal. It signifies that you act with my sanction. Take it to Briley in the Peninsula District, and he will aid you. He guards the one tomb already found. It's in the basement of a house in the east side of the Peninsula District. Ah, we've seen some of these. Return to me if you find anything, and I will reward you.
Greetings to you again. It is good to see you return to this House of Tyr.
I don't have any of the stuff you want, but we are in fact going to the Peninsula District next. Plus, I do think we found one of those tombs. Although how we're actually going to get anything out of them is another question. Never actually did this quest when I originally played Neverwinter. Pretty much skipped over it. There's nothing really interesting going on here. Might try and talk to Shwin, though.
Yes? Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. I want you to continue your story from before. I suppose I did offer to tell you about my family, didn't I? Very well, sar'ken, I'll tell you. By my family, I actually mean my mother. She's the only true family I've ever known. I never met my father. He and my mother parted ways before I was born. Mother was an adventurer, you see. A mage, in fact, of some skill. This is what other people have told me, however, as mother would never discuss it. She left that life behind along with my father to marry a man of wealth. You don't sound as if you approve. Perhaps not now, but I didn't know any better then. My mother considered her past nonsense, as she had much more important things to think about. My mother wanted a wealth. She wanted to live a life of fine jewellery, of carriage rides, and a fine mansion in Blacklake. Her husband was a means to an end. She left behind her magic, and instead spent her life spending money. Far more money than my stepfather could ever afford. She didn't care a whit for his complaints as long as he kept providing her coin. Then he died unexpectedly. She was devastated. Not because he was gone, but because he left her behind a mountain of debts. She was terrified at the thought of being poor. What about you? Were you saddened by his death? I never really knew him, to be honest. My mother kept me quite distant. Shuttered from one private school to another. Shuttled, not shattered, rather. She formed a desperate plan. Although she rarely saw me when I was a child, now she had need of me. I was a comely young woman, and she would see me wed to a wealthy bachelor. Not for my benefit, of course, but for her own. I was so meek and accustomed to being ruled by her, I couldn't even conceive of an objection. My mother had her eye on the young Lord Farthington. He would never stoop to marry poor nobility, however, not unless he desired me. I would have to seduce him. Did you? I had intended to. I went to Lord Farthington's estate to attend a party being held in his honour, my mother meaning us to meet. When we arrived, I was awestruck at the size of the hall. There were so many people dancing I could barely take it all in, and the music was so beautiful. I stepped onto the floor and approached the man my mother pointed out. I was very nervous, but the man was handsome and kind and witty. I fell in love with him immediately. My mother grabbed me away from him angrily not long after. I had mistaken her directions. It was not Lord Farthington I had danced with after all. It was far too late for my heart, however. Who was this man, then? His name was Dannon, a penniless apprentice bard in the service of Lord Farthington. I was utterly in love with him. My mother told me to forget about him. I couldn't, however, despite the possibility that we might lose everything. So what happened? I had a choice, obviously. Take the path I was expected to and seduce Lord Farthington, or run off with the penniless bard. I should have done one or the other. As it turned out, I made a mess of everything. Being a young fool, I suppose that could be expected. I'll tell you what happened sometime later, perhaps. Let's just continue on what we were doing, shall we? Let's! Let us do that indeed. Thanks for letting me know, Shwin. That does sort of give some, You're welcome to follow whenever you like, thank you. That also sheds some light on what happens at the end of Shadows of Undertide and Hordes of the Underdark, but there you go. For when we come back, folks, sar'ken the Shiny, druid in full plate, and now a bear! You thought you were the only bear. Now I, too, am a bear. Are you not impressed? No, not really. Oh, are you impressed? Why are you a bear? Are you impressed by the fact that I'm a bear? Now it's a talking bear, the end is nigh! No one understands me. I'll catch you next time, folks. But I'll see you then. Later. Two bears Can you bear it? Well, that was terrible. Terrible.